Welcome back to OpenLine. Tonight we are talking about the real estate market all throughout Middle Tennessee. If you have a question about buying or selling or home appraisals or taxes, go ahead and give us a call tonight. 615-737+ is the number to call. And we have the lines open right now. So if you have a call or a question, go ahead and give us a call. Christie Wilson here from the Wilson Group, Real Estate Group, answering your questions tonight. And I do want to talk about, we've talked about how hot this is and numbers are up, and it really is a seller's market right now. Buyers are out there looking, especially under the 300 category. Is there going to be a bubble that bursts at some point?
That is the question everybody asks. I don't anticipate a bubble because I feel like our economy is going to support it. I mean, short of some global event where it's a national.
Sure.
Yeah. I think what we may see in the next recession is a little bit of the air being let out of the balloon, which would stabilize prices, but not what we saw in 07, 08, 09, where things really came down. And luckily, in Nashville, on average, they only came down, which is still high, about 15%. But in the urban core, they only came down about 5%.
Which is amazing.
Yeah, it really was.
What some parts of the country went through.
That's right.
It was really bad.
And we flew out of the recession in Middle Tennessee. Now, that's not to say there still aren't some areas that have not recovered as well as other areas, and my heart hurts for those people, although their property taxes will stay lower.
Sure, sure.
So there's an upside, but if you're selling, maybe their values haven't come up to the extent that some of the other areas have.
And let's springboard off that into property taxes.
Yes.
If you live in Davidson County, reappraisals are being done. It happens every 4 years.
Right.
And the mayor said, we're not raising property taxes, but homes are being reappraised, and that could drastically change what you pay.
That's right. And so this Friday, the 21st, the first round of property reappraisals come out, and those are going out to the neighborhoods that have gone up the most. Okay, and then next Friday, the 28th of April, will be the next round of the property reappraisal. So I've been told.
Yes.
And I just want to encourage the listeners out there that if you get your reappraisal and you disagree with it, feel free to call our office, and one of our agents can help you understand what's going on and come to your house or look at your house online and determine if they appraised it too high. And don't be afraid of the property assessor. Those are the nicest people. They are there. They really do help you. And I served on the Board of Equalization for several years. It's a great group of people. It sounds intimidating to go before the Board of Equalization, but they're just normal people like you and me who have been appointed by the mayor to help the consumer, to help the property owner, excuse me, understand what's going on and determine should their value be, should their appraised value be taken up or down. And there's a bunch of little triggers in there. Is your property in good shape, average shape, or fair shape? It's a mass appraisal. The appraisers, the metro property appraisers, do not come into your house. It's just a blanket of, there's 250,000 properties they're doing. So, so they have their hands full.
And that means that there is room to make some errors or readjustments and say, okay, maybe we overvalued this one.
That's right. And it's so important to get in touch with your realtor, especially if you have a realtor who specializes in the neighborhood in which you live, so that they can look at the comps that the tax appraiser, the property assessor has pulled, and determine if those were good comps, if it's a good appraisal, or ooh, they missed this one by a lot, or ooh, they missed this one by a lot. Don't say anything.
Yeah, exactly. You know? Whether it's a really good or really bad thing.
I'm not anticipating that.
But on average, across Davidson County, they're anticipating that appraisals are going up about 34%.
34%, that's right.
So that's going to be a significant change in what people are paying.
That's right. It will be, so the Board of Equalization, so the goal is to equalize the properties. If your property appraised for more than if your value went up more than 34%, you're going to see a substantial, substantial increase. If it went up less than 34%, not so much.
Yeah, it's great to have a home that has gone up in value, but when you comes to taxes, you have to pay for that.
It is just one of the other growing pains of this city. And one thing to consider too, if you own investment property, if you own single-family property, single-family home as an investment property, you'll be taxed at the regular single-family rate. But if you own a duplex, triplex, quad, that gets taxed at a commercial rate. So a lot of people will try to challenge that because it's a residential living there, but it's taxed at a commercial rate. Okay.
Let's jump to the phone lines. We have Sue waiting ever so patiently. Thank you for being with us, Sue. What's your question tonight? Sue, go ahead and turn down your TV and make sure you're just listening through your phone, and you can go ahead with your question. Okay, so I'm going to put you on hold real quick. We'll catch her up to speed. So let's jump to Ben. Hey, Ben, thanks for calling in tonight. What's your question?
My question is, well, with the rent properties being, with the prices being so high, what are the chances that we can see those lowering and the prices coming down? Because a lot of places I've looked at for trying to rent is so extravagant, so high,
right?
But it's very hard to find something that's very affordable to even, try to rent nowadays.
Rent is very high, Ben, and as we see more rental properties hit the market, we're very hopeful that that's going to stabilize the rental prices, and they may soften a little bit. So it's sort of a waiting game at this point on what inventory on the rental market does. And the further out you get from Nashville proper, rents are a little bit less, but it is affordable housing in Middle Tennessee. It's a
huge issue right now.
Yeah, right.
And unfortunately, there's no easy solution that's coming quickly.
That's right. Yeah, great question, but
yeah, that's a hard one to answer. Sue is back on the line with us. Sue, good evening. What's your question?
Hi.
That's okay. Go ahead.
Sorry about that. Yeah. So my question was, I'm looking to move south of Franklin. I live in north of Franklin right now, and I just wanted to try to figure out the best timing to put my house on the market up north and purchase something or rent something in the south. I'm afraid that if I put my house up on the market, it's going to go, immediately, or it's not. And I just don't know how to figure all that out.
All right, so I'm going to put you on hold and listen for the answer. This is such a great question because it is kind of like a dance.
This is a total dance, and we get this all the time, Sue. I'm so glad you called with this question. So if you have of course, the ideal is for it to all work simultaneously so that you're never homeless. And so I recommend to start looking for what you want to buy while you're getting your house ready to go on the market. Okay? Go ahead and get the photos made. A good realtor will bring a professional photographer in. You want the photos ready, the measurements taken, everything ready to go so that when you find the house that you want to buy, you can put your house on the market and hopefully happen simultaneously. A lot of sellers right now are hesitant to take a home sale contingency. So if you're in the price point where a seller won't take a home sale contingency, you may want to go ahead and sell your home and then live in temporary housing for the time being, or negotiate a lease back where you can stay in your home and lease it back from the new buyer.
Yeah, for like another 3 or 6 months or whatever you have to do. Yeah.
Or other options, we've done this too, is make it contingent on you finding suitable housing. So you sell the house, the buyer comes in and say, okay, I need 60 days to find suitable housing. If I don't, then you can walk on this contract or extend it.
Gotcha.
So there's different options where you won't be home, because that's back to the scary thing on a seller. It's like, especially if you have a family, dogs, cats, that's just tough. So we really try to manage that process for you. And I mean, I've stored people's furniture in my garage. I've kept their dogs in my backyard. It's just what we do.
You can't look in your crystal ball and say this one is going to sell in 3 days, or this one's going to be on the market for 4 months.
There's a lot of faith that has to go in the real estate process, and that's why talking about working with a realtor, work with someone who you really trust and has your best interests at heart, because we are really going to try to help you find the best thing for you with the least amount of hassle. But that is, you nailed it. I've never heard it called that, but it's a total dance, and I love it. Yeah.
Okay, we're going to take a quick break. We have several people on the lines. As soon as we get back, we'll jump right to your call. Stay with us.